The ace map is Whirlwind. Spawning in the top left-hand position as the blue Terran from Kespa teammate. He's making a comeback in Heart of the Swarm, but can he win the ace match? His name is Cure.
His opponent also making a small comeback in Heart of the Swarm. His name is effOrt, playing for CJ Entus as Yellow Zerg on the left bottom position.
So CJ decided to not send out Hero, and I think that it could have gone either way. He did win his game, but the map doesn't suit him so much, so unless he had a special strategy planned for a Terran player on this map, I don't see it working out. And yeah, because and also they probably didn't anticipate Ty not being able to come out here, but the ace map, or the ace players are picked on the spot pretty much. So they decided that effOrt, you know, he won his game. He has played on this map before, and they think that he's the best choice.
Now, for the ace match, they do prepare a player on certain maps, and you know, they decide who the players are going to be before they come out to the studio, but the ace player might change on the spot, as they don't have to write their name for the ace player until the very last second.
Yeah, they generally will prepare in the practice house.
And if you look at the last 5 ace match for both teams, Kespa teammate is 4-1, while CJ is only 1-4.
Ooh. Well, that's not great news for CJ.
That's not great news for CJ. It's also not a great news for the fact that Cure is going for the gas first and Rax behind it, while effOrt is getting a hatchery.
I like it, man. I like the aggressive play on this map because it's so large, people don't expect it as much. And these teams are 3-3 head-to-head throughout the season, so they've generally been pretty
no,
close
that's
games.
3-3 today.
Oh, well.
They can't be 3-3 if there's 6 rounds, man.
You're right. You're right. But I saw the numbers there, and there was a screen next to it, and they've always showed like those kind of statistics.
Well, it's an ace match, so little different stats than the match.
I don't think I've ever actually seen those stats before.
They do it sometimes, but if we're recapping for today's match, Hero, Bonnie, and effOrt took the first 3 games for CJ. Ty, Cure, and True took the next 3 sets for Kespa teammate. Now we are an ace match between Cure and effOrt. Whoever loses cannot make it into playoffs, for sure.
So a lot on the line here for both teams. And we do have the more aggressive opening from Cure. He's going to scout this hatchery, see what's going on here. Like, all right, I'm going to move into the main base now. And we just have a pair of lings on the way for effOrt. Reactor about to complete for the factory as well. Zergling speed on the way as well. So that's going to help him defend against early aggression a little bit.
So now he's going to make a couple of Hellions, and he's going to take a command center behind this because he doesn't want to fall too behind in economy after seeing a 15 edge. But we are going to see a really aggressive play from Cure. It's really up to effOrt to defend against all kinds of drops, all kinds of harassment, excuse me, and just play the game from there because he knows Cure can be really aggressive.
Yeah, Cure already has these Hellions rallied to his opponent's base here. So the question is he going to go all the way with them? The Zergling does spot the early Hellions there, and that's going to prompt some defenses. Yeah, instantly Spinecrawler being constructed here by effOrt. Wants to make sure that he's able to defend. And the guy's going on gas once again as well.
But behind this, there is an armory up, so we know what Cure's going to fall. We do have a 1 King at the natural, which is going to deal some damage against the Hellions, but the Hellions get inside the main base easily.
All right, so pretty interesting here. Cure's going to be able to do a little bit of damage here with some good control, picking off a drone here and there, trying to get more. He's killed a good amount so far for the small investment, but only 4 total. Not the biggest deal in the world, but still not a bad start to the harassment on Cure's end. And he may even be able to grab that last one. Yep, he does before letting that get picked off there. So, you know, overall, not a bad trade.
Not a bad trade. And behind this effOrt, he needs to get a scouting inside the main base completely. I really like the fact that he's trying to check left side a little bit deeper to make sure that there's no armory there before he turns right. And he sees a Marine, but the Overlord has enough HP to scout the armory inside the main base.
Yep, so the armory shown here, that's going to prompt effOrt to become very defensive here. We already have the first 2 Hellbats about to complete here. The Medevac will pop out of the starport as well. 2 Spore Crawlers and another Spine on the way. Zergling speed going to finish up as well here. So we will see effOrt with a prepared defense. The question is, will it be enough?
Well, it's really up to effort's micro because remember the key to Zerg's defense is taking out the medevac. Yes, you are going to lose a few drones here and there, but it's really crucial for the Zerg player to make sure the medevacs do not go back home alive.
All right, a few Zerglings moving in here, but they're not going to really be able to do too much damage, though. The two Hellions here will be able to beat them off.
Just double checking if there's anything hidden in the left corner, just getting a full scout before he gets roasted.
All right, here we go. Here's the first Hellbat drop moving across the map, going towards the natural. And
sees the Spore in the spine, so he's not going to risk it over there.
Yeah, may wait for a second Hellbat. There's two Queens in the main base as well to help out with the defense. Second gas going down as well for effOrt. Actually, I believe that may be a second there.
I really like how effort's playing this out and getting the Zerglings inside the main base once again.
Sick.
Nice lift. A nice raise on the supply depot. It's going to deny scouting inside the main base, and here is the next pair of Hellbats.
So the question is he going to go paired into the natural main, or is he going to split them up?
I don't know if split is the right decision because there's a lot of Queens inside the main base and the natural at the same time with static defense, so it's better to drop 4 Hellbats.
All right, he's actually just dropping them straight on the Queens. And there is a spine crawler back here, but the Hellbats very resilient. They're in a good position, getting healed by the medevacs as well. And
those drones are clumped up in the left side. He needs to run those away.
Oh no, effOrt, the drones out of position.
A nice Zerglings around is going to prevent the drones from getting annihilated. Not the best micro we've seen from effOrt, but certainly he saved a lot of drones.
Yeah, the Hellbats will eventually fall here, and they actually don't pick off any workers there, just get a lot in the red.
But think about this, he wasn't mining from one base for a long time. That's the reason why Hellbat drops are always annoying, because even if you don't lose the drones, you have to pull the drones off the mineral line.
That's true. So he does lose a little bit of economy to that. We have a Viking out that's going to try to pick off any straggling overlords that are around the map. Double in engineering bay on the way as well. Kier wants to focus a lot on his upgrades, and he's getting his third command center behind this, and will eventually complete the wall at his natural.
Now, you know how I said about it's annoying, but effOrt still did an amazing job. Only losing 1 drone to 4 Hellbats and picking off 2 medevacs. That's the most ideal situation for Zerg at this point. Behind this, we have a lot of Hellbats moving out. Few Marauders mixed in, but effOrt already sees it coming. So compared to the previous game, effOrt has better scouting than his teammate Rare.
Yeah, he does. And 12-lings on the way for effOrt. He's getting the centrifugal hooks upgrade as well as the +1 armor on his Evo chamber. And Kier, he is focusing on that 1-1, getting combat shields behind this. His third command center about to finish, and he's going to go into heavy macro mode at this point. effOrt actually getting a supply blocked a few times this game, I've noticed, due to overlords getting picked off.
Yeah, that one single Viking is so annoying, especially with the overlords not having speed. So it's inevitable he's going to lose a few overlords here and there, but hey, he didn't lose 23 drones.
Yeah, he did not lose 23 drones. That would have been pretty bad.
That would have been devastating for CJ Antis.
Oh, the second evolution chamber finishes up for effOrt as well, and he's going to get the +1 melee attack, getting a Spire behind this as well. And more Hellbats are in production here. We're seeing this Hellbat Marauder medevac composition from our Terran player here, and it's something we don't really see as much.
I mean, it's not a bad competition, but once the mutants are coming out, you need to add in the Marines. Yeah. Without the Marines, you can't do anything.
Marines or Widow Mines, something to deal with those air units. I mean, he's going for a slow army. He might as well get Thors at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and also, effOrt, he's this one kind of player where if he sees a small gap in his opponent's play, he just goes for a really strong push. Look at this, how did these Zerglings get in?
Speaking of small gaps, man,
yeah.
those Zerglings somehow slipped past there. Gonna get picked off, but should prompt a response from Kira maybe to fortify that wall a little bit more. He's gonna move across the map now, and these spine crawlers, not in the best position. They're gonna try to save this third base here.
A lot of failings over here. No Widow Mines, but nice split from Kira.
That is a pretty impressive split, those units. I think the Banelings said maybe a max of 2 units at a time there.
Yeah, but there's still only Marauders left, and the Zerglings can clean it up easily. It's better for Kira to just lift and get out.
Oh, Zerglings moving in here, going to be really annoying, and looks like he may have picked off a SCV or 2 there, but right now, looking at the worker count, 58 to 50, our Terran player in the lead, and he's also getting 4 Widow Mines behind this.
Yeah, I don't know how those Zerglings get inside the main base. I honestly don't know. Do they have Blink or something?
They just they find a building and they somehow get past it.
Yeah.
Our third base will eventually be able to land for Cure. There's a lot of Banelings being produced right now from effOrt.
Yeah, but remember this is where effOrt gets really scary, because once he starts attacking in style. And that's the reason why Terran players have some hard time defending against efFORT's style back in Brood War. Even in StarCraft 2 seems like he's slowly finding his style. Sees the Widow Mine, and nice split at the last second, but the left one is deactivated.
Ooh, actually really smart. The Baneling's going to roll into the main, and natural now these SCVs need to split out of the Marines getting hit. Oh, no! Oh! All of the SCVs of the natural pretty much getting obliterated. Down to 37 workers total. 26 have been killed by those Banelings.
Yeah, Hellbats, I have Banelings just busting every single SCV that you have.
And like that, the game has been turned around. Now we have our Zerg player up to 72 drones to the 39 SCVs of Cure. Jesus, man, those Banelings.
The small gap that effOrt saw after deactivating the Widow Mines on the left side, boom. There you go. effOrt knows how to take a...
He's good at the run buys,
man.
man.
Yeah.
He can run, but he can do the run buys.
And this is a guy who mind gamed his opponent 3 times in a row to win an OSO championship. And this is how he did it. Those small gaps, if he sees it, he goes for an attack. The last game, he wasn't trying to go for a Zergling all-in, except when he saw that Flash was going for a greedy build. He's like, well, I'm just going to change my build. I'm going to go for a Zergling all-in because I know my opponent cannot defend against it. His split decision-making, even in this game, is fantastic.
And you know what? Cure, he's not fixing the holes in his play here. He knows that effOrt loves to do those Zergling run buys, but you know, he's not doing anything about it. He's going to be able to force a cancel here and to kill off that expansion. The SCVs here, though, are not mining, and a few of them may get picked off here. Another Marauder only drop looks like it's going to head towards the third or main base here.
Main base, but he has few queens available over here. He could run the Zerglings inside the main base easily. Now, he is down in supply because he's going for heavy Zergling competition, and he's always trading his Zerglings for something else around the map. That's the reason why he is so low in supply compared to his opponent. But when it comes to drone count, you know, he is saturated fully on 3 bases.
He's in a good spot.
And now behind us, we have 9 meters out of the way.
9 meters, we have the +2 flyer attack starting for effOrt. He is also about to finish his 2-2. And here, he's only going to finish his +2 attack. He's getting concussive shells, the armor upgrade for his medevacs, and Hellbats as well. And Infestation Pit about to finish for effOrt as well.
This time, no gaps are allowed as pure defense against 3 Banelings trying to sneak inside the main base.
I'd still like to see him kind of wall that off a little bit more there.
I'm still surprised that he didn't put up the bunker once again.
All right, +3 armor is about to start here for Cure, and we should see the +3 attack momentarily afterwards because his +2 attack is finishing.
Now, we should also see a Hive coming up relatively fast from effOrt as his Infestation Pit just finished. I'd also like to see some fungals and more, few more mutants getting added into the main army.
Well, those are 2 very lucky units.
High-fiving because those Zerglings are going to die anyway soon. But nice Widow Mine draw. Look at that small micro that effOrt has right now, and he's killing more SCVs at the natural.
I mean, Cure is not learning from his mistakes. This is actually, like, what are you doing, man? Like, you know effort's just going to keep run buying you as long as you can get away with it.
Yeah. And now, Cure is slowly pushing out on the map, but effOrt is just buying enough time to get a lot more Zerglings out, get a lot of Banelings out, and a lot more Mutants out. We have 4 more Mutants out on the way, in addition to 9 that we saw previously.
The Widow Mine picks off all of those Banelings there. Those Banelings didn't really do too much economic damage at all.
And those units streaming down right now, it doesn't look scary at all, as effOrt, he can get a perfect surround of the Marines, but the Widow Mine's going to get a nice hit on the Zerglings.
All of the Widow Mines are pretty much exchanged for the Banelings there, but we have more rolling in here, and they're going to be able to connect pretty well with these units. There's some nice micro here from Cure, and I think the micro is good enough. It's going to allow...
But the mutants are here.
Yeah, the mutants going to change the fight for us, this Terran army away, but not before being very cost-efficient against the Zergling Baneling army of effOrt.
Yeah, and effOrt is doing a nice job trying to keep up the fort base. You know, it's not even like he lost the third base throughout the whole engagement. There's one Widow Mine. Ow! Guess only one Zergling.
Only picks up a few there. All right, Zergling's going to chase away this army for now. this is a little bit different from Bunny's style when he just constantly attacked over and over and over. We're seeing this kind of happen more in waves than a constant aggression.
Well, the thing is, Cure cannot go for the constant aggression because effOrt is going for the run by killing a lot of SCVs and putting Cure's attention somewhere else. So that's the reason why he needs to leave some units back at the main base. And once he decides to push out, he doesn't have a large force. He gets eaten up, and then you got a second wave of units coming out right away.
The mutas being mighty annoying here, though. They're picking off a few SCVs here and there. There's no missile turrets to deal with these mutas, and they're just going to run in here uncontested as long as there's nothing that Cure has to deal with them. And even at this third base over here, no turrets.
effOrt did a nice job hiding the mutas until the very last second, and he's not paying attention. Those Marines going surround him once again, lift into the medevac, save some Marines, but they can't drop anywhere as the Zerglings are now on the chase for the medevacs.
effOrt looking like he's taking a pretty solid lead here. The harassment is not bad at all from Cure, but it's just not enough.
It's just not enough, and effOrt is on 4 bases. He's look at this. Cure, he's not killing a lot of drones behind this. He's not killing a hatchery. The tech is already up for effOrt. So all effOrt has to do is trade efficiently. And as soon as he does it, as soon as he gets more tech up, he could tech into Ultras, he could tech into tons of Infestors. He can even go for Broodlords if he wants to.
Yeah. Broodlords, we have seen those recently in this matchup. It would be cool to see them again. But no guarantees, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
He's going to have the 3-3 eventually, so he may go into those Ultras. And Cure, we see still pretty even in supply with his opponent. Moving forward here, the Widow Mines not burrowed at the correct time here. And a few are going to burrow and pick off a few of those Zerglings, but it's just not enough. Cure, though, with some excellent split micro, does take a decisive victory in that skirmish there.
Yeah, but it's still, now it's so crucial for Cure to actually take out the 4 base behind this. It's really low on HP. He needs to go back and kill the hatchery. But look at this effort, sending some burrow bailings to make sure his opponent cannot push down. And he's doing a great job just making sure Cure's attack is delayed for such a long time. And look at the Zerglings inside the main base stacked up right now. But those mutas dying, that's not good for effOrt.
All right, well, we have +3 air attack on the way for a Zerg player. He's also going for the Ultraless armor upgrade, giving 2 additional armor, make him very, very tanky against the Marines.
Yeah, well, now this is the time where effOrt really needs to pay attention because we see tons of Zerg players doing a nice job just surviving in the game, but once they try to switch into Broodlords or Ultras, that's when they start falling apart.
Yeah.
And what I'm also curious is why is effOrt not taking a 5th base behind this? He's mined out in the main, he's mined out at the natural. He should take up to 10 gases right now.
Yeah, for being 24 minutes into the game, the supplies are surprisingly low. 130, 140, 53 to 165. And Cure has managed to catch up in the work count for the most part. He's up to 60, getting an Ultraless, 1 Ultraless and 7 mutas. That +3 flyer attack is going to complete here momentarily. And we don't see the 3-3 on the way for the ground armor, though.
So now effOrt, he needs to slowly get more efficient around the map, take a 5th hatchery, and make sure those Ultras do a light damage against the Marines and the Marauders. As soon as he gets a nice surround on the Marines, he can win the battle decisively, but also cannot push down the ramp right now because that's a really small choke.
All right, we have a few Ultras here. We have a lot of Zerglings, and mainly it's these units moving forward here, but neither player completely realizing what's going on. But the Baneling connections are really good, and they're going to force Cure's army to back off.
Well, back off to where? Because those mutas are chasing down the medevac, and there goes down the second medevac full of units.
Cure still has a slight supply lead here, but his army composition, it's not as good as the Zerg players right now. We have Ultras in the mix. We have that +3 attack just finishing now for the mutas as well. Ultras have a lot of armor, and are we going to see an attack from Cure here?
Well, the 5th base has been taken down, and if effOrt wants to engage, he needs to group up his army instead of just sending the Zergling first, and then the mutas, and then the Ultras.
Yeah. All right, so we have 2 Ultras in the mix, not any more than that, surprisingly enough. We may see more in the future. Really just focusing on getting those mutas out. He's up to 22 now. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's up to 22, which is ridiculous, but we are also not seeing a 5th base because he got denied right away. He needs to secure a 5th base right now, 26 minutes into the game.
Yeah, another drop has been picked off here from the mutas. And the Widow Mines moving forward here slowly with the main army. Scan picks off a few units there. Are we going to see an attack here from Cure?
He needs, I don't know. This is not looking good for effOrt as he has up to 22 mutas, but that's a lot of Marines in the mix. With the Widow Mines over there, but the Spaling Bomb.
Oh,
the Baneling Bomb. He needs to wait for a bigger bomb over there.
Perfect scan at the last second.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah. The Banelings roll forward here, though. They do take out the Widow Mines. The Ultra, though, needs the backup here. It does have the max armor, but not the max tech. Only have +2. Here we go. The splits are not bad from Cure. He's still losing a lot of units, though, and it looks like the Mutas
effOrt is going to hold, and that's all he needs right now because those Medivacs, they need to start running home right now because those are going to get picked apart by the Mutas. But effOrt also needs to be careful because of the Widow Mines over there.
All right, the Widow Mines don't take out nearly as many Mutas, but they get them pretty low on health. Supply-wise, the Zerg player is taking a pretty solid lead, up to 143 now.
Seems like there was a Zergling run by at the Planetary Fortress over there as Cure is just trying to repair the Planetary Fortress right now.
It's possible.
It's highly possible.
We didn't see it.
We didn't see it because there's so many action happening around the map.
Yeah.
Now effOrt is slowly taking a 5th base behind this, and this is a great position for effOrt. If he stabilizes in this base, he could take the right bottom main base right away.
Wait a second. Did I see Ghosts in production? Well, when that production tab comes back up, we are going to check that out.
We have to check that out.
Yeah. So, you know, right now we have 5 Widow Mines, 16 Marauders, 21 Marines, only 2 Medivacs, though.
Yeah. Thinking about the Ghost Nuke is going to be pretty good army competition in this play because now it puts them.
I don't see any Ghosts anymore.
Well, I was trying to talk about the nukes a little bit, and you just had to ruin the fun.
Sorry, man. No fun allowed. Just kidding. I got excited.
We still have a lot of Banelings over here, and it seems like effOrt, he wants to draw out some of the Marines on the left side. When the Mutas can go for a bust with the Banelings, he can certainly do so.
Those +3 Mutas just absolutely demolish those missile turrets. And one of the Widow Mine shots went off here, but there's only one Widow Mine here.
And here comes the Banelings.
Banelings, where are they? They're rolling in. They're getting ready, but can they do it? Nope. Looks like they're going to back off.
Now, we do have a drop at the right bottom side, which is going to take out the building that was over there and possibly the hatchery, but no, the Ultras arrive and the Zerglings stored away the Medevac.
Yeah, Medevac forced to retreat there. Still kind of a standoff here between both players. They're harassing each other a lot, but they can't cause that critical damage. We do have a supply advantage for effOrt, but Cure, he's definitely not out of this yet.
Yeah, well, if you think about this, if the both players tries to go for the harassment and if it doesn't work out, then it has to be good for Zerg because he's not losing any tech inside the main base. We've seen a lot of TvZ where the Zerg player does not focus for a couple of seconds and 5 seconds later they lose the spawning pool, they lose the hive, they lose a spire behind it. So effOrt's doing a nice job making sure that those drops do not kill the critical building inside the main base. Yes, he's losing some hatcheries behind here and there, but he has up to 5 Ultras out. He has up to 9 Mutas, 7 Infestors.
Yeah, he's just going for like one of the most deadly Zerg compositions here, and if his opponent allows him to get it, then I mean, I don't know what to say to you here, but you dug your own grave, pretty much.
Behind us, we have a Great Aspire out of the way.
Yeah, so he's gonna have everything, man. He's gonna have Broodlords, he's gonna have Ultras, he's gonna have Banelings, Lings, Infestors, everything, man.
And look at these Ultras just eating away on the Planetary Fortress, not even a repair, as those SCVs are going to get eaten away by the Ultras.
I feel like Cure is slowly falling apart here to his opponent effOrt. Now up to 187 supply to the 159 of our Terran player.
I'm really surprised that he didn't try to save the 5th command center over there because it was so crucial for him. 30 minutes into the game, he needs to take a 5th base, possibly a 6th base as a Terran player because now, look at the economy. He's only sitting on 500 minerals, 500 gas, only sitting on 165 supply.
Ooh, nice. Fungus here going down and going to easily clean up this drop. I mean, effOrt, he's stopping Cure at every turn.
He knows what Cure is supposed to do at this point.
Yeah.
That is the key point. As a Zerg player, sometimes as a player, it's better to think what your opponent should be doing at this point. Your opponent should be going for the drops, then you're supposed to expect for the drops and defend against them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what effOrt's done this game very well. We do have an additional command center on the way for Cure. But, I mean, at this point in the game, he is on 4 bases, which is obviously great.
And do you see this? Do you see this?
Yeah, I see this, man. I see a scary-looking army that just does not die.
Yeah, and now we have a drop going inside the main base once again, but it's going to get defended relatively easily because effOrt knows what's coming. Cure, he sees the Ultras, and these Ultras are out of position. A little bit uncharacteristic, but effOrt was so focused on getting down the Medevacs inside the main base.
I'd have to say overall, it's not the end of the world for him.
And ready, set, go as those Ultras start charging out. And just pulls back.
Nice. Doing a good job mitigating those Widow Mine DPS there.
And what is he going to do against these Broodlords?
Well, there's nothing you can really do, and the Widow Mines become a lot less valuable once the Broodlings are out as well, because they will activate those Widow Mine shots.
And if you look at the economy, because he's been sitting on only 4 bases with the 5th planetary fortress down, he doesn't have enough money to make the Vikings right now.
Yeah. So Cure not in the best position right now. He needs to pull it together and make something work, because right now he is behind in pretty much every way imaginable.
He needs like a perfect micro with the Marauders going for the Ultras, the Vikings and the Marines going for the Broodlords, and hoping that every single fungal misses.
While also doing interpretive dance moves. That's pretty much how hard it is for him right now.
Well, it seems like this might be a little soft for Cure as he's at the right bottom side trying to take out this base, knowing that he can't fight the army head on.
Well, yeah, this is what you have to do if you can't fight the army head on. You need to attack in multiple locations. Moving these units down to the that other base there, he's going to be able to pick off the spine crawlers there. And effOrt saying, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to go for the attack. And that's a lot of Marauders. He's up to 20 now.
And this is not bad for Cure actually, because he still has fantastic micro. And if you think about it, Broodlords, yes, the Marauders cannot attack the Broodlords, but it's so easy for Cure to move around the map and take out the bases. In fact, that's what he's going to go for. He's going to go for a base race.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the few decisions he really has left as far as a shot to win this game.
And I have to say that is the best decision because Zerg players cannot lift.
Yeah, but they certainly can't. They're firmly planted into the ground with their Zergy roots. And this command center are going to fall here. I guess the planetary fortress. And on that note, Cure down to 3 mining bases. Well, I guess like technically 4, but I think that he is mined out in all except for 1. Deciding to move in here. He wants to take out the right base of effOrt, and it is kind of turning into a base race scenario.
Yeah, but look at this. effOrt still has a lot of bank right now. 2,000, not 200 minerals, and around 1,800 gas saved up.
Oh.
Cure, he needs to speed up. He needs to go for the left bottom base and start taking apart all those hatcheries, all those tech buildings inside the main base.
And that's what he's doing right here. Going to pick off a lot of the production here. effOrt grabbing another expansion, knowing that things are going to get pretty hairy soon. And he's making 5 Ultras, 1 Infestor, 15 Banelings behind this.
Cure, going back, it's not the answer. You need to go for the base race. There's no answer for you right now.
Yeah, he does not want to attack into that. I think he's a little bit confused, not sure exactly what to do.
His best hope right now is to lift all the buildings, start splitting them around the map so that the disruptors give a good chase against buildings while buying enough time to go for a base race. I mean, going back to the main base, what are you going to do against the Broodlords?
What are you going to do against the Broodlords and the Infestors?
Yeah.
With Ultras behind them, and Zergling is able to surround you.
And now, after bought enough time to get his own Zerglings out, there's if you look at the minimap, there's an attack at third base. Yes, Cure wins the battle decisively, but he did lose a few Marauders and Marines.
So unfortunately, you know, Cure, he's down in supply. He's pretty much lost his base, and all of the Vikings are going to get fungled and picked off as well. Ooh, not the best. Well, pretty much that's a worst case scenario here for Cure, and now things are looking very, very grim for him.
Now, Cure, he's still moving around the map in the middle of the map, trying to see what he can do, but that's not the decision that he's supposed to go for. He needs to go for the attack. This is... You know, Cure had the nice idea to go for the base race and trying to kill the economy on the right bottom side and the left side. And he knew what to do, except he wasn't decisive enough throughout the whole game. And that's the reason why we see the barracks is flying around. Corruptor should give a good chase on the barracks as soon as he realizes what's happening right now.
Yeah, but I think that we're seeing our Terran player simply run out of buildings. And Curious, just kind of jockeying around the middle of the map and not sure. Should I attack, should I defend? I don't know, guys. And that's just, it's hurting him so much right now. He needs to be decisive, like you mentioned.
Identity crisis in this position is not something that you want, as you want to be like we said, decisive as possible and go for the kill right away. Now, effOrt, he's stuck on 284 minerals. He does have some drones on the right bottom side, but the command center is going to get burned and taken down. There's only a few barracks inside the main base. I don't see any SCVs running around the map, so those barracks are it.
And a kind of somewhat built factory there. Yeah, the interesting thing here is that...
Oh, the drones haven't picked... Okay, the drones are burrowed. That's good.
Yeah, that's going to help him out a lot.
And the SCVs on the inside the main base, you can build some buildings over there.
We do not have a command center.
Well, never mind.
And there you go. Marauder's going to come up, the Ultras are going to see this, and they're going to be like, nope, and they're going to run away.
See, if Cure was a little bit more decisive, he would have taken out every single thing inside the main base without the ultras, without the barriers coming up. And as he presses forward, CJ enters, is going to take the ace match.
That's what it looks like here. The last of Kira's units running away now. effOrt saying, hey man, I don't even need to kill those units. I'm just going to back off and be defensive. The Zerglings now spotting the last 2 production facilities here. And this factory going to fall as well.
There is a supply depot on the right side, but it's scouted because this is StarCraft2, not Brood War, as those buildings are spotted by his opponent.
I gotta say, man, I can't complain about the anti-greed mechanism. All right, there it is. GG it's called. effOrt taking the ace match and keeping their team barely in the contendership for the playoffs. Cure, unfortunately, he loses, and with that, Kesper Team 8 has no shot at making the playoffs.
Yeah, but if you think about the future plans for both of these teams, they showed great fight and some of the potential players that could do well. For example, from CJ Enters, Bunny, he played so fantastic in his game today.
Yeah, Bunny played well. I was actually really impressed with True as well, even though we only got to see about half of that game there. And
I'm also surprised that Ty was able to win this game, even when he was physically down and mentally not focused.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So actually, it looked like a one-sided stomp, but ended up going to the ace match. It was pretty close. In the end, though, effOrt proves his superiority over Cure. The Ling run-bys, I think the big turning point was when the Banelings connected with all of those SCVs.
Oh yeah, that was a huge point early in the game. effOrt did give his opponent a little bit more time to come back.
Yeah, he did. But you know, when you get that kind of unit composition late game as a Zerg player, it becomes very difficult for the Terran, and you know that's I think why we saw a base rate.